So the purpose of this training is to correctly input a client's information along with the client contacts in Maxhire. So I've already created a company in Maxhire. I'm just going to click on it to open the record. And as you see here, all of the boxes are filled out completely. We require as much information as possible on each client. This does affect our reporting in Constellation and the output of our status reports for our clients. So we'll start off by inputting the company name, which is Riviera Training Corporation. If that company has a parent company, we want to select it here from our database. So you click select and it will take you to a search field, and you would just type in the parent company's name and you would click OK, and it would attach here. So that way when we run reports in the future, we're able to pull up all of the companies associated under that parent company and vice versa. We do require a phone number, so whether it's a main phone number or your primary contact's phone number, that's fine. We do encourage a company website. Also, if there's a separate jobs website that they have, we would require that there as well. An address is important, so this is for candidates to know where to go for their interviews, as well as any documentation that is communicated between us and our clients. We're able to mail those documents directly to the office. If you have already spoken to your client about our fee agreement, we ask that you put that information here. So if the fee agreement has been sent to the client, we want that checked. If it's been received back signed by the client, we want that checked as well. Any percentage of the fee, if it's a contingency deal, or on the retained side, if we're starting off with a flat percentage rate initially. But if it's a flat fee for a retained deal, we want that amount here, whether it's $70,000, whatever that flat fee is, we want that there. Any guarantee in terms that you've worked with the client, we want that there as well. Also, the terms for the guaranteed date. So if it's 90 days, a year, we want the information there. When the agreement was established and when that agreement expires, this affects our do not call list. So we want that information there. This alarm button will also schedule a reminder for you when that contract is expired. Primary contact for the deal, we want the information there. Again, you could go to the drop down and click select, and it will pull up the person's contact name there. Okay, so this is just the main page with the company main details. We're going to go ahead and move over to contacts. Now, when entering a contact, we want to have all of the most current information. So whenever something changes, we require that that information is updated consistently. And as soon as you hear that something has changed, please go ahead and enter it here. So we want, first name, last name, a prefix. Sometimes with different names, we're not sure if it's a male or female. So entering this prefix is helpful. Please make sure that the employer radio button is checked and not the candidate. And we want to also include a nickname. So if this person likes to go by another name or a preferred name, we ask that you enter that name there. Of course, the title of that person. So this is important because it will enable us to determine if this person is a decision maker in the company or not. The department, of course, and in the employer pipeline status drop down, we want to make sure that this is always updated. So for the retained team, We want to be sure that at every level of the sales cycle, this is updated. This is also for reporting capabilities and information for our sales pipeline. So we want to make sure that that's up to date all the time. The owner, so if someone else owns the account, so maybe Grasso actually owns this account, but the position or the search was closed by myself, then I would have Grasso's name here and mine here. And that's very important as well. We want information, direct phone number, alternate number, fax number if you have one, primary email. An alternate email can be a personal email if they choose to give that to you as just a secondary email for them to be contacted. Also, if it's a VP level, if that person wants their EA to be copied on email, you can include that email here. Sometimes the business address is not always the place where that person is located. So if that's different, we want that address to be here. And if there's any notes, maybe, this employee travels once a week on Fridays or something like that, we want the information in there as well. Okay. The third and final tab that we'll go over today is the job tab. And once a job is created, we want to be sure that it's entered correctly. So if you click on the newbie job, we just want to make sure that the recruiter and the account manager is updated if it's the same person or if they're two different people. What job category does this job fall under? Want to make sure that that is up to date. Again, this also affects our reporting. And then what's your pipeline status? So are you still negotiating the terms? Is this position on hold? Maybe the company is on a hiring freeze right now, or are you interviewing? So that's very important as well to indicate in that drop down. Okay, closed means that if this box is checked, that the job is not one of your priority jobs at the moment, and it will not appear on your status report in Constellation or your client list of active jobs on Constellation as well. If one is checked, then that means that the candidate has been placed, and this will trigger a placement card to be completed, and that is also another training. Okay, and then finally, who the placement was filled by. We want to make sure that person gets credit, or that person gets credit for the placement. Okay, so once again, going back to the main detail, we just want to be sure that one thing that I didn't mention earlier was that is this section here, which is the pipeline status. So once this company is a client, we want to make sure that that's indicated here. If it's still being negotiated, please have that updated. Okay, industry is really important, so we want to be sure that we're capturing the industry, because we have reporting that consists of where we're doing business, so we want to make sure that that is updated as well. And then the year that the company was started, how many employees, and the revenue. So all of this information is really important to have for future reporting, and just so that we're doing our due diligence with entering data in Maxhire. And so if you have any questions, please contact Leanna at leanna@rivierapartners.com if you have any questions about this training.